I discovered my wife's infidelity tonight. I had come home earlier than planned from a business trip, never telling her I'd cut it short. My intention was to surprise her, so I slipped into the house quietly. Instead of joy, I was met with the soft, almost shy giggle of hers I hadn't heard in years. She was in the kitchen, speaking in hushed tones on the phone. I didn't confront her, not then. I just observed, waited. I needed certainty before I acted. Over the following week, the pieces began to align. Late-night text messages, a phone that never left her side and was always locked, sudden trips to the gym that didn't quite add up. Her shifting moods now made sense, cold toward me, yet clearly warm and animated for someone else. One evening I followed her. I watched her slide into the passenger seat of another man's car. They kissed like it was second nature, like it had been going on for a while. She looked happy, happier than I'd seen her in years. My chest felt heavy, my stomach twisted, but I couldn't look away. I stayed there in the parking lot, silently watching it all. The next day, I planned to finally confront her, but the moment never came. Instead, my phone rang from an unfamiliar number. When I answered, it was him, the man she was seeing. His tone was calm, but laced with arrogance. He told me something I will never forget. I had two choices. I could quietly step aside and let them be, or I could meet him face to face to settle it like a man. His words were a challenge, a veiled threat. I didn't respond. I simply ended the call and sat in silence for a while, turning his words over in my head. Settle it like a man. He didn't know me. He assumed I was weak. He thought I'd crumble. But I wasn't angry, I was calculating. That night, I acted as though nothing was wrong. I made dinner. She didn't come home. No surprise there. When she finally returned near midnight, she claimed she'd been out with friends. I didn't question her. I just smiled and told her I had something to share as well. The next morning before she woke, I made my move. I closed our joint bank accounts and transferred my share to a personal account. I removed my name from the lease, packed my essentials, and moved them to a friend's place. I even canceled my phone line, quietly, just as her lover had suggested. On the kitchen table I left a single note. No shouting, no accusations, no pleading. Just one sentence. You can have her, but you'll never be me. That day she called me 20 times. Then came the texts. First furious, then confused, and finally tearful. I replied to none of them. Not to her. Not to him. I had already walked away. A week later, a mutual friend mentioned things weren't going well between them. She had expected me to fight for her, or at least explode in anger. But silence can wound more deeply than any words. I hadn't played his game. I didn't need to. The moment he presented me with those two choices, I realized neither served me. So I created a third. Chose peace. Chose myself. And I never looked back.